Shoot them dead. Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte orders police and military to kill citizens who defy coronavirus lockdown. This guy's really only has the one tool in his toolbox, doesn't he? The crazy bastard's at it again. That's literally his answer to everything. When will Duterte become another footnote in history? Waiting. Just to provide some context, this proclamation was spurred on by a protest from residents in Quezon City. https://www. Rappler.com/nation/256628 residents Quezon City protesting help coronavirus lockdown arrested by police April 1, 2020, who were looking for help from the government amid a lack of aid and inability to provide for themselves due to the lockdown, only to be arrested. Furthermore, the president places the blame on urban poor group Katamai. https://www. philstar.com/nation/2020/04/02/20050448/Katamai unfairly blamed Sitio San Roque protest group and supporters say, believing that they incited the protest, though they say that only a few of their members were present and that they were being conflated with another group. To be fair, the residents finally received aid. https://www. gmanetwork.com/news/metro/732436/Sitio San Roque residents finally get aid, believe it because of their protests/story/UTM_source equals GMA News and UTM_medium equals Twitter, which they believe was an outcome of their protesting. But I digress. In what situation is it justified to shoot down people who are just looking for a meal in order to survive another day? Is it not a better recourse to simply arrest them, force them to go back home, or even simply hear out and respond to their concerns? Well, from a man whose orders to shoot down drug pushers and users without remorse or investigation were met with widespread support, it comes as no surprise. If Filipinos call for order in their lives, then they'll approve of any measure of it, never mind the detriment to people other than them. As long as they get what they want, then those less fortunate than them can live with the consequences. And just yesterday was thinking to myself, I wish at least one of these crackpot dictators would take coronavirus seriously. This fucking monkey's paw. Nice how all these people that want us dead are willing to kill us to keep us safe. Just government things. That's one way to flatten the curve. Seems a bit counterintuitive. The amount of crazy people in power right now is going to make for a truly wild world history unit someday. Hasn't everyone in the Philippines been shot dead yet? That's all this guy knows how to do. While a PH senator potentially infected frontliners is asking for compassion for himself, pouting face, pouting face, pouting face. An awful lot of dissidents and political opponents are about to break quarantine. Dude, I work with a few Filipino natives and some love this guy. I don't get it. I asked one of my co-workers, who knows I smoke weed, legally, if I should be shot for my use. She said just don't go to my country and that he was keeping people safe. I dunno. Shoot back. Trying to kill steal from coronavirus. Does he hate his own citizens? This dude is the real life version of Joffrey Baratheon. The solution to any problem is murder. What if I need to go out for any plausible reason, e.g. to buy toilet paper? It's so funny, we hear social distancing and how there will be strict fines up to 10K if negligent, and out of left field, Pinoy says you won't be fined but you will be shot to death. Fucking went from 0-100 really fast. I'm like, how do you one-up the dude? This guy kind of reminds me of those sort of Redditors who jump for capital punishment for every post on /r/justice served. When the government shoots at you for no good reason, revolution is the only solution. Take your country back. This guy clearly just wants to shoot people. This couldn't possibly end poorly, right guys? Right. I mean, can't have any COVID-19 cases in your country if you don't have any people to start with, so how long until all his political opponents and critics are all mysteriously caught out on the same night? Oh boy. Here I go killing again. If you can't understand that we're trying to protect lives, we're going to kill you. Here is an English translation of his speech, which was originally a mix of English, Filipino, and Bisaya. The parenthesis words are my attempts to fill up his habit of leaving gaps in his speech. I let you guys judge it for yourselves. Backslash 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 backslash. Presidential Communications Operations Office. Presidential News Desk. Nation Address of President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. On Coronavirus Disease 2019, COVID-19, Pandemic. Malacanan Palace, Manila, April 1, 2020. My countrymen, I am addressing you once again about the problem of COVID pandemic. It is getting worse. So once again I'm telling you the seriousness of the problem and that you must listen. We are waiting for God's blessing that we would have a vaccine either from whoever bright boys out there, China, Russia, America. I'm sure if ever they have it, they will share it with the rest of the world. In the meantime, while we are waiting, a lot of problems have been erupting. We are already struggling, no jobs, no businesses, and, yet, there are people, who, really you, very few who are, trying to mess up with what little we have. Our supplies are limited as it is because we don't know how fast, it would diminish. In 2 days' time, without any food, you're dead. So we are trying to manage that everyone would get their fair share. Equally is equally, both the financial assistance and the food, whatever I have is also yours. But let's wait. Do not use force. I am addressing the left about their disrespect, how they slam about the distribution of aid. Remember this, leftists, you are not the government. Do you understand that? You are not the government and you cannot be part of what we are planning to do for the nation. Understand that. So don't you dare make something foolish and organize riots, because I will order you detained and I will set you all free after the COVID pandemic has passed. Do not test the Filipinos. Do not try to test it. You know we are ready for you. Whether through chaos, gunfights, or killings, I will not hesitate my soldiers to shoot you. I will not hesitate to order the police to arrest and detain you. Now, if you get detained, it's up to you how you'll get your food. Rather than give the food to lunatics like you, I would just give it to the sensible and the needy. Do not threaten me of sowing chaos, because if you really want chaos, we will both put our country into chaos. After all, there's not enough food yet. If you want a gunfight, then go ahead. You want beatings, go ahead. I will not hesitate. My orders are to the police and military, even the neighborhoods, that if there is a disturbance and an occasion arises that their lives are put at risk, shoot them dead. Do you, leftists, understand that? Dead. Rather than you guys sowing more chaos, I'll just bury you instead. I'll take responsibility for the burial. Do not test this government, because this government is not useless. Now, I have eliminated the politics of distributing financial aid, because there have been a lot of complaints. I have removed the politics of distributing financial aid, even rice and food. I gave all of the responsibility to Social Welfare Secretary Rolando Bautista, because this department has its own distribution network, the Pantawid Pilipino program. So there is already a means of distributing aid put in place. They'll just add the amount of aid to what the recipients of the Pantawid program have been receiving. I order Bautista to just add the money to what they already have, because it's theirs. That money, it's yours. But I may not be able to give everything unevenly, which is why I will. The government will take care of the distribution, as well as to determine how much. Do not Do not entertain doubts about dishonesty and corruption. That is not the right time for this, not this time. I myself am telling you this, because there are others who distribute financial aid, and take a cut for themselves. Instead of 7, you, local government officials, turn it into 5 when repacking relief goods. This is why the Social Welfare Department will take care of that, as well as Presidential Advisor on the Peace Process Carlito Galvez. Do you understand that, local government officials? You do not have to interfere in the distribution. I have removed the politics. This will solely be the responsibility of the central government. They may be military officials, but they are retired. They are civilians. The goods, the rice, and anything else that the government will provide, you better distribute them fast because that's food, and we have, like I said, we have initiated steps to sustain us, but only if there is order in the society. Because if it's chaotic, there is no order, and there won't be any distribution of aid, because the leftists would grab them and ambush the aid facilitators. That is why I am forced to say this. Don't you, leftists, ever do that, because I will not hesitate to order to shoot you. About the repacking of relief goods, anyway, it's social welfare's task. But everybody else connected with the exercise of preparing the food and money, do not deduct them, do not take a cut. I will not, I will arrest you and I will detain you. You will only be released after the COVID pandemic, if ever that happens. If there won't be anything that would counter the COVID, then you will rot in jail until the end of time. You wanted that, I've already warned you, and yet you still did it. You've asked for that. You demanded that. The money will arrive soon. The food will arrive soon. Just don't meddle, so that the distribution will be smooth. As we say in Bisaya, hapse, smooth. Asterisk ayaag hadlaka ang gobierno. Asterisk, do not intimidate the government. Do not intimidate the government. Do not challenge the government. You will lose for sure. Perhaps you should bear the delayed delivery of aid, but it will arrive and you will never become hungry. You will not die of hunger. Continued at the reply of this comment.